Hi, thanks for joining us for the midweek devotional. I'm Ken Irby at University United Methodist Church in Baton Rouge, and just wanted to share a thought with you today. Kay and I used to have some differences of opinion when on a road trip, probably more so in our early years of marriage than now. But even navigating from one side of town to the other sometimes saw us disagreeing about which way to go. Having grown up in Dallas, I'm a freeway kind of guy. Anything less than 70 miles an hour, and we're just wasting time. Kay, on the other hand, didn't have the option of jumping on the 12-lane Gibbsland Expressway growing up in Arcadia, Louisiana. And even to this day, she sometimes prefers the scenic route over the fumes and billboards and concrete of a congested highway. I saw a translation of Exodus 13:17 the other day that put the verse in such plain terms that I just had to pay attention to it. You probably remember the story. The children of Israel have been slaves in Egypt, and Moses, led by God, finally secures their release. And here's what Exodus 13:17 says. When Pharaoh finally let the people go, God did not lead them along the main road that runs through Philistine territory, even though that was the shortest route to the Promised Land. Wait, what? God is not a freeway kind of deity? That's a little disturbing, disillusioning. Usually I just assume God is all about efficiency. Turns out maybe God is a scenic route detour kind of God. With good reason, it turns out. The next verse says, God said, if the people are faced with a battle, they might change their minds and return to Egypt. So God led them in a roundabout way through the wilderness toward the Red Sea. Now, if you figure in a big U-turn back toward Egypt, maybe the fastest way was not necessarily the most efficient road. God knew the people, knew what they could and couldn't handle, and took them on a journey that they could tolerate. Proverbs 3:5 and 6 says, trust God from the bottom of your heart. Don't try to figure out everything on your own. Listen for God's voice in everything you do, everywhere you go. He's the one who will keep you on track. Sometimes that's translated, God will make your path straight. But I like keep you on track. Sometimes staying on track means that there are some wilderness wanderings. It doesn't really fit our drivenness. But if we listen for God's voice and trust when we can't really see the end of the journey, just a few steps ahead, we may discover that what appears to be the roundabout way is exactly the journey where we learn what we need to know to prepare us for a promised land yet to be. So God bless your journey today. May you find that you are led on paths that take you right where you need to be. God's blessing. Goodbye.